A very good morning to all my dear students. This is Arvind Dobayal and you all are welcome to the e-learning portal of Cambridge International School, Dasar. So students, we are reading the supplementary reader, that is Footprints Without Feet. The chapter that we will read today is Bholi, written by the famous Indian film director Khwaja Ahmad Abbas. But before starting today's chapter, let's have a quick recap of the chapter Madam Rides the Bus, written by Valli Kannan, that we have already read. Madam Rides the Bus is a sensitive story of an 8-year-old girl, Valli. She is curious to know about the outside world. She doesn't have any friends to play, so she keeps standing inside the doorway and watch people in the street. It is her favorite pastime. She is always mesmerized by a bus journey. There travels a bus between her village and the closest city. So she starts collecting information about the timing of the bus, the fare, etc. So Valli started saving money for her bus journey. She planned to travel in the afternoon. So one day she was standing on the roadside waiting for the bus. And as the bus came, she told the conductor that she wanted to go to the town. The bus was new and the seats were very comfortable. On her journey, she enjoyed watching mountains, green fields, etc. On her way to the town, she saw a young cow that came in front of the bus while crossing the road. Valli was fascinated. She was watching everything, but the outside landscape was her prime focus. So ultimately, the bus reached its destination and all the passengers got down. But Valli didn't. Valli remained on the bus and then took the return ticket. The bus started, and on her way back home, she saw the same cow lying dead by the roadside. She became very sad. She came back home but didn't share a word about the bus journey with her family. Now, after the quick recap, let's read the chapter Bholi, written by K.A. Abbas. Dear students, first of all, I want to tell you something about the author. Khwaja Ahmad Abbas was born on 7th June in 1914 in Panipat, India, and he was died on 1st of June in 1987 in Mumbai, India. He was an Indian film director, screenwriter, novelist, and a journalist in the Urdu, Hindi, and English languages. He won 4 National Film Awards in India, and internationally his films won the Palme d'Or Grand Prize at the Cannes Film Festival. As a director, he made a number of important Indian films. Dharti Ke Lal, that was released in 1946 about the Bengal famine of 1943, was one of India's first social realistic films. Another movie, Pardesi, that was released in 1957, was nominated for the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. In 1963, his movie Sheher Aur Sapna won the National Film Award, while Saath Hindustani, that was released in 1969, and Do Boond Pani, that was released in 1972, both won the National Film Awards for Best Feature Films on the national integration. As a screenwriter, he penned a number of neo-realistic films such as Dharti Ke Lal, Nicha Nagar, that was released in 1946, which won the Palme d'Or Award, Naya Sansar, that was released in 1941, Jagte Raho, and Saath Hindustani. He is also known for writing the best of Raj Kapoor's film, including the Palme d'Or nominated Awara, that was released in 1951, Sri 420 in 1955, Mera Naam Joker in 1970, Bobby in 1973, and Hina that was released in 1991. He was awarded the Padma Shri by the Government of India in 1969. Now, first of all, theme of the story. The story is based on the theme the impact of family on children. Bholi is a little girl who fails to develop self confidence just because of her parents' attitude towards her. The story highlights why family support and emotional security are essential for proper development of the child. Disabled children also must be given encouragement, love, and education like their normal counterparts. Bholi is a story written by K. A. Abbas. The story revolves around a girl who, due to an accident and a disease in her childhood, faces the problem of being dull and ugly. She is always a target by everyone for not being good looking and intelligent. Her life turns when she joins a nearby school where her teacher encourages her and helps her to become a learned and confident person. Later in the story, circumstances arise where Bholi has to give acceptance to the marriage with an unequal match. But she rejects when she sees that her father pleading to the bridegroom when he demands dowry. The story shows the rise of a girl against social injustice. Now read the story. Part first, paragraph first and second. The narrator describes here a girl named Sulekha. She was the fourth daughter of the Nambardar, that is landlord, Ramlal. Sulekha was called Bholi since her childhood. She was called so for being a simpleton and a slow learner. All this happened because she had fallen on her head from a narrow bed when she was only 10 months old. This led to damage of some part of her brain, making her a slow learner. When she was born, she was very fair and pretty. But when the child was 2 years old, she caught smallpox, which left spots on her whole body. Only her eyes were saved from it. She started speaking when she turned 5 and would often fumble. Other children made fun of her and copied her. This made her feel so bad that she almost stopped speaking. Ramlal had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters, and Bholi was his youngest child. Ramlal was a rich farmer. He provided the family with good food. All his children were healthy and strong except Bholi. His sons were sent to city to study at the schools and colleges. Radha was his eldest daughter who was married. Mangla's marriage had been fixed, and now it was Champa, the third daughter's turn. As all of them were healthy and beautiful girls, so it was not tough to marry them off. Now, paragraph third and fourth. So, the main concern for Ramlal was Bholi because neither she was beautiful nor intelligent. It was not easy thing to find a bridegroom for her. Bholi was 7 years old when her elder sister Mangla got married. That year, a primary school for girls was opened in the village. The Tahsildar, that is district collector, visited to inaugurate it. He asked Ramlal to send his daughters to school. He encouraged him to do so because, as he was the revenue officer, his act of sending his daughter to school would serve as an example for the villagers. This would lead to the education of girls in the village. After hearing the Tahsildar, Ramlal discussed the matter with his wife. she at once rejected it by saying that it would become very difficult for them to marry their educated daughters. Ramlal was now double minded as he did not want to disobey the Tahsildar, and on the other hand, his wife was also right. So finally, his wife suggested to send Bholi to school because there were negligible chances for Bholi to get married. Now, paragraph number first and second of part 2. The next day morning, Ramlal took Bholi to school. Bholi was afraid of going to school because she was not aware of what school was. Bholi remembered that a few days ago their cow Lakshmi had been sent out of home and her father got money in return for it. She thought that she too would be sold like Lakshmi, and so she pulled her hand away from her father's hand. Boli's father got irritated with her behavior and shouted that he was taking her to school. Then he told his wife to dress her up because he did not want others to think ill of them. So it was for the first time that Bholi got clean clothes to wear, although it was her elder sister Champa's worn out dress. She was bathed and her messy hair was washed and oiled. Such a treatment made her believe that she was going to some better place than her own house. On reaching the school, they found that children were already in their classrooms, and Ramlal handed Bholi to the headmistress and left the place. Bholi's eyes were full of fear because it was for the first time that she had gone out of her own house. There were a number of classrooms with many students in each class. They were sitting on the mats and were reading and writing. Bholi was taken to a classroom and was ordered to sit there by the headmistress. Now, paragraph 3rd, 4th, and 5th of part 2. Bholi was not aware of anything about school. What made her happy was that there were so many girls of her age. She thought that she may find a friend among these girls. In the class, a lady teacher was teaching something, but Bholi couldn't understand. She was just looking at the various pictures on the wall, which were very beautiful. Bholi was attracted towards them. There was a picture of a brown horse that resembled the horse on which the Tahsildar visited their village. There was also a picture of a green parrot which looked like the same parrot that she had seen in the mango orchard. There was also an image of a cow which resembled Lakshmi, their own cow. While she was busy looking at the pictures, she realized that the teacher asked her name. Bholi tried hard but stammered and could only say Bho Bho. After that, she began to cry and did not dare to look up because she was sure that all the other girls would be laughing at her. When the school was over, the teacher came to her and called her by her name. Bholi was still crying with her head down. The teacher's voice was very soft, and Bholi had never been addressed with such affection before. She felt so good that it touched her heart. The teacher tried to make her comfortable by her friendly manner. She asked her name again. Although Bholi was nervous and hesitant, she tried and was able to speak her full name. The teacher praised her for her attempt and said that if she avoided fear, she would be able to speak clearly. Bholi was surprised to hear that she could speak clearly. Now, paragraph 6th and 7th of part 2. The teacher at once understood her curiosity and said that what she had said was true. She further said if she come to school every day, she would be able to speak without any problem. Then she inquired if Bholi would come to school the next day. Bholi gave her approval by moving her head up and down. The teacher prompted her to speak it loudly. This encouraged Bholi and she spoke yes very clearly. She was surprised at her ability to speak clearly. Then the teacher again praised her and gave her a book that was full of pictures of dogs, cats, and goats, etc., with an alphabet written in big size along with every picture. The teacher said when Bholi would complete that book, she would be given a bigger book, and after that, a still bigger book. She also told her that one day she would become an educated person in the village, and the people would respect her because of her knowledge and wisdom. And not only this, she would be able to speak clearly. With this, she asked her to come to school early in the next morning. Bholi was very happy. Her heart felt a rare type of happiness, and she imagined that she could hear the bells ringing in the temple. And she imagined that the trees outside the school had red colored flowers on them. She felt a sudden beat in her heart that made her full of hope and happiness. Now I am going to conclude what we have read so far. The story opens up with the introduction of a little girl named Sulekha. She was called Bholi for being a simpleton. This was so because some part of her brain had got damaged due to an injury during her childhood. She stammered and had pockmarks on her face, which she got when she had suffered smallpox at the age of 2. She was a laughing stock for everyone. Her father Ramlal was a numberdar. He had 3 sons and 4 daughters. Bholi was the youngest of all. Ramlal was always worried about her marriage because she had an ugly face and a dumb mind. One day, the Tahsildar visited their village to inaugurate a girls' primary school. He persuaded Ramlal to send his daughters to school. Ramlal's wife suggested to send Bholi to school, although she was against sending girls to school because no boy would marry such a girl. She reasoned that Bholi had no chance of getting married. In the beginning, Bholi was frightened to leave her house. But when, for the first time in her life, she was dressed up and her hair was washed and oiled, she felt that she was to visit a better place. In the school, she met a teacher who was very kind and polite to her. She encouraged her to study and speak with confidence. This filled hope in Bholi and she began to go to school every day. Now, on the basis of your understanding the chapter so far, there are some questions for you. Try to write the answers by yourself. So, dear students, that's all for today. Till the next class we meet, take care of yourself and your family. Thank you.